like I'm George Jones. Smoke rolling out the window and ice cold beer sitting in the console.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Matt Pierce. This is the Matt Pierce Show and the Redneck Nation. How are you? Thank you for joining us. So let me jump right into it. We've got just a little bit of time here for you, and we're going to kind of get into this. We got about 30 minutes here on this pilot show for you. This is the Redneck Nation. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's probably not like any other radio talk show that you've ever heard. Okay? You've probably heard some local people out there, and they're really, really great. And you've heard the national pundits, as I like to call them. You've heard these people. The Redneck Nation is different. This talk show is about every man, every human being in America who sees things the way that I do. Simple as that. If you don't like it, go listen to Lush Bimbo or whoever. You know, I'm not into it. Okay? We're going to talk about issues that we think matter and why they should matter. And hell, we'll talk about anything you want to talk about. I'm Matt Pierce. Thanks for joining us on the show. Now, I want to tell you a little bit. Let me back up. I want to say it one more time. Thanks for joining us. You're the greatest people in the world. You're the greatest people in the world. All right. Thanks for having us. Okay. So, who is Matt Pierce and who are you listening to? Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about who I am and who you're listening to. Okay? So, I am a news junkie. I love the news. I would probably watch the news all day, every day, or something news related if my girlfriend would let me. Okay? My girlfriend would kill me if I watched the news 24/7 as much as I wanted to. Okay? She would not like that one damn bit. Okay? But let me tell you, I myself, born and raised in Texas, I am a native Texan. Doesn't mean that I'm necessarily a typical Texan, but I'm a Texan nonetheless. Because I think Texas is the greatest state in the world to live. It has a lot of opportunity. A lot of people are out there, dissing on Texas. Let me tell you something. Texas is the greatest place in the world to live. You don't believe it? Come and talk to me. Give me a call offline. I'll be more than happy to talk to you. But the truth of the matter is, Texas has its problems too. Okay? I think there's a lot of people out there in this state who see things the way that I see them. And a lot of people in this country who see things the way that I see them. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, we'll be right back. We'll jump right into it. You're listening at the Matt Pierce Show. We'll be right back. Matt Pierce Show on Spreaker.com. Join us. All right, time is in session. It's the Matt Pierce Show. Joining us live. All right, thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Matt Pierce. We're going to jump right into this, okay? We're going to get into a little bit of this whole hunky-dory thing. We're going to talk a little bit about the presidential election, because that's what us talk show guys talk about this time of year, right? But listen to me. Give me just a couple of minutes of your time and listen to me, okay? I am not a supporter of any of these people. I don't like none of them, okay? Donald Trump is a big mouth, okay? And I'm a big mouth, so I relate to Donald Trump. But the truth of the matter is, I'm not a Trump fan, okay? I'm just not. I can't get behind him. I think he'll be good on some things, and other things he'll be horrible with. But let's face it, Donald Trump does not relate to a majority of the people. If you vote Donald Trump, you are voting for Hillary Clinton. It's that simple. I just don't think Donald Trump has what it takes to win. Now, likewise, if you vote for Ted Cruz, who is a senator from my state, you're basically giving a vote to Hillary as well. Because Ted Cruz, let's talk about Ted Cruz. Highly educated person. Extremely educated. Okay? Ted Cruz is not stupid. Ted Cruz knows exactly what Ted Cruz is doing. And when I hear Ted Cruz, this is what I hear. I'm an American. I love America. America's great. Donald Trump, don't drag my wife into this. I'll kick your butt. You know, I see a weakling trying to be a tough guy. That's what I see. I see a weakling trying to be a tough guy. I see the kid. I see Ted Cruz kind of like I saw Marco Rubio. The little punk who got beat up as a kid, and nobody likes him. So he got behind education. He went to wherever he went to, Harvard, Yale, wherever the hell he went to. And he gets up there now and he's like, I've got an education. Don't bully me. And he thinks that that's going to make him resonate with all of us. Because he went and took a class at his university that taught him how to basically mimic his heroes. Like Ronald Reagan. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong. Ronald Reagan was a great president. Ronald Reagan, spectacular president. Probably one of the greatest presidents we ever had. Ted Cruz, you were not Ronald Reagan. Okay? Let's just be honest. Ted Cruz, you are not Ronald Reagan. As much as your speeches want to say you're Ronald Reagan, you're not. Okay? And I don't hear anybody else on talk radio talking about this, that Ted Cruz is trying to copy Ronald Reagan. Okay? But I hear them a lot saying, Ted Cruz, smart. Ted Cruz, intelligent. Ted Cruz, Ted Cruz, Ted Cruz, Ted Cruz. This is all I'm hearing. I hear a few of them out there talking about, Donald Trump. Well, let me tell you something. Donald Trump is not the guy you want. Okay? Donald Trump is not your man. I'm telling you. Donald Trump is definitely not your guy. I mean, Donald Trump is a blowhard. He's a mouth. Donald says whatever Donald wants to say at that moment. Whatever he thinks will get Donald Trump elected. Donald Trump is not my guy. Donald Trump has immigration so screwed up. Okay? His immigration policies are so backwards. Donald Trump has no earthly idea what you and I think. Donald Trump lives in this bubble. And Donald Trump comes out there and he talks with us. And he says, you know what? I want to know what you think about immigration. You want to build a wall? We'll build a wall. You want a wall? Yeah. This is what we hear from him. And then you turn on a rally. This is what you hear, Make America great again. Make America great again. Okay, stop. Was America ever not great? I mean, this is the greatest experiment we ever did. Democracy, capitalism, great. Greatest thing we ever did. But let's be honest, it doesn't work all the time. It does not work all the time. And this is what you get from Ted Cruz. I'm an American. Take my picture. I'm an American. Take my picture. Hey, I want to be like Ronald Reagan. Yeah, y'all want Ronald Reagan? I'm Ronald Reagan. Take my picture. Ted Cruz, you know who you remind me of? Phil Graham. How many of y'all remember Phil Graham from Texas? Never met a camera he didn't like. That's him. That's Ted Cruz. Donald Trump. I'm going to build a wall. I'm going to build a wall. Is that what you think? I'm going to build a wall? You know? And that's what you're getting from Donald Trump. You know? And I don't feel like anybody really wants that. And here's what you get from Hillary. Okay? Hillary, just a mean woman. I mean, well, I don't know if she's so much mean as much as she wants to appear mean. Okay? I think Hillary's just a mean person who thinks that she has something to prove. And Hillary is just not the person you want leading this country. Why? Look at all the things that Hillary's hid from us. The emails. And the Republicans are not talking about this as much as they once were. Here's an issue the Republicans aren't talking about. The way Hillary Clinton, when she was Secretary of State, handled Benghazi. Okay? Let's just be honest about this. Hillary Clinton handled Benghazi, and it was a failure. Hillary did not know how to handle that. And that's the kind of leadership you're going to get from Hillary Clinton. Bernie Sanders, God knows what Bernie Sanders thinks. I mean, Bernie wants to give, and no take. You know? Unless it's from the big corporations, who if you tax them into oblivion, then they're not going to create jobs. There's no incentive for them to create jobs. Okay? That is the pretty simple truth about the four main candidates. John Kasich almost has as many delegates as the guy who left the race, Marco Rubio, who I think was another little punk that just got beat up when he was a kid and decided, I'm going to get into politics and I'll start making the laws. You know, who do you vote for in this country? I don't know. There's nobody in this election that really appeals to me as an American. And I'll be honest with you, there hasn't been anyone in this country appeal to me in years. John McCain was probably about as dumb as anybody gets. You know, I'll tell you who I liked. I liked Ben Carson. I liked Ben Carson a lot. I did. I liked Ben Carson. I thought Ben Carson was a highly educated person, a man of great faith, a man of great morals, well-spoken, calm, cool, collected. And I agree with Ben Carson on a lot of issues. I agree with Ben Carson on a lot of issues. Okay? But now, ultimately, you know, I think that Ben Carson had to drop out of the race because people thought he was too nice. Ben Carson was a very, very, very likable person. In fact, maybe too likable. And I think people felt that Ben Carson was going to be weak on hard issues like foreign policy, like immigration. When it came to things like education reform, I think Ben Carson would have been great. So, what say you? I don't know. You can chat with us live here on Spreaker.com, and you can join the conversation with us. And I want to hear what you have to say, because here on the Redneck Nation, this is part of your show, okay? And now I'm sitting here looking at something else here, okay? On the internet, something that's been really important over the past few days, okay? Is what's going on in Brussels. You might say, how does that affect me? Well, it really does affect you because we could learn a thing or two from Brussels. We could learn a thing or two from the way these people are doing things. Let me be real honest with you here. It's not just if terrorism hits America again, it's when terrorism hits America again. Not if, but when and where. This morning, police in Brussels conducted more raids in this little suburb in an operation that the mayor of Brussels said was linked to both the airport and subway bombings that killed 31 people earlier this week. Okay? They went in and they kicked in doors. They didn't wait. They didn't stand by and let this just, well, we're going to conduct a little investigation and we're going to get warrants and yada, yada, yada. We're going to go out and we're going to do something about it. We're going to do something about it. Well, let me tell you, they did something about it, all right. They started kicking in doors and finding little punks that did this. All right? They didn't ask no questions. They weren't politically correct about it. They just took the bull by the horns and did it. Now, I understand that kind of defeats the American principle. Okay? That kind of defeats everything we are here in America. Everybody has rights. Everybody's treated well. Unless you're a drug addict or a petty criminal, then we're going to treat you like shit. But the truth is, can I say that on the air? I can't say that on the air. Okay, we're going to treat you like crap. Okay? And we're going to make you a worse criminal when you come out. Okay? What I'm saying is, the laws that protect us in this country also protect the terrorist. They do. John Kerry went over there this morning. I saw where John Kerry went over there and laid a wreath, and he was John Kerry. Mr. Leader of Brussels, I am so happy to be here on this somber occasion. Are we looking at Mr. Rogers here or something? I mean, the guy is stupid. I mean, God. I mean, could it have been any worse than Barack Obama? I think, yeah, it probably could have. John Kerry. I mean, let's be honest. The guy who got a bullet in his ass. Was that John Kerry? I don't know. That might have been John McCain. I don't know. It was one of them Johns. No, John McCain was legit. Yeah, it was John Kerry that got the bullet in his ass, right? Yeah, okay. I'm having to use my brain here a little bit. Thanks, Ed, for straightening me out on that. I appreciate that. But the idea here is John Kerry goes over there, lays a wreath, says, "We're behind you. Yes, we are. We're America. We're behind you." Now, mind you, our president stayed in Cuba the day this happened. He was on vacation out there hanging out with his communist buddy, Fiddle's brother, I mean, what the hell was that all about? Anyway, I mean, let me be honest with you. Does anybody here miss Cuba? I don't. I could care less what happens in Cuba. I mean, I don't care if we help the Cuban country or not. I mean, okay, there's a million Cubans, whatever a year, or whatever it is, coming over here. I get that. But do you really think that strengthening ties with the Cuban government is going to help anything? Hell no. I mean, really, it's not going to help anything. It's stupid. And then here's our president deciding he's going to take a vacation. And then tonight the Rolling Stones are going to play a free concert in Cuba. I mean, who cares? Brad Obama, why don't you go back over there and, hang out with the Rolling Stones for a little bit? I mean, shit. Do whatever you want to do. I mean, nobody likes you in this country anyway. I mean, you're like Phil Graham, never met a camera you didn't like. This is true. Am I being anything other than true here? I mean, the truth of the matter is, this is a joke. I mean, we have turned this country into a joke. I mean, anytime the rest of the world hears us, this is what they're doing. Cheering when they need us. They're rock stars when they need us. And then they're talking behind our back the whole rest of the time. Look, you want to fix this country? Elect somebody like one of us to president. We'll fix this shit. We'll fix it. We will absolutely fix this. Let a common man run this country. Not Donald Trump, not Barack Obama, not Hillary Clinton, damn sure not Hillary Clinton, not so-and-so Bartholomew or whoever. Let Joe Blow run this country. That's what you need. You need Joe Blow to run this country because Joe Blow is going to fix it. And Joe Blow is going to use common sense. Don't send some jerk that went to Harvard or Yale or Princeton or University of Texas. Give me that high school dropout who has common sense over Ted Cruz or Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton. So who do you get behind? Nobody. There's nobody to get behind here. Nobody. And the sad thing about this is we're going to continue going down this country. Or going down the Johnny Flusher, This country will keep going down the damn Johnny Flusher until we can get somebody in there who can do something. And the fact is, there's nobody out there in this world, in this country, who is electable, electable, that's the key word here, to do anything. They can't get a guy like me or you because they don't want a guy like me or you. They don't want a guy like me or you because it puts people like them out of a job. Okay? Puts people like them out of a job. And they don't want that. Okay? See, they go to Harvard and they go to Yale and they go to Princeton and all these places like that. And they go to, Baylor and wherever they go. And they come out and they say, I know what you think. Because I took a class that said it taught me what you think. Let me tell you something. You have no damn idea what I think. And you're not listening. As much as Ted Cruz gets up there and says, I'm listening to the American people. Ted Cruz is not listening. Hillary is not listening. Donald Trump is not listening. That's the last damn thing Donald's doing is listening. Okay? Bernie Sanders, perhaps he's listening, but listening to the wrong people. But he might be listening. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is where we are in this world. We need a common person to be elected. And we don't have that. But you have a voice. You can get out there and vote for the person that you think most closely reflects you and I. Okay? You and I. Whoever that is. I personally don't think that there's anybody that reflects me. Nobody. But, on the other hand, I feel like there's candidates out there who could. People out there who could. The idea here is we have to raise our voice. We have to be heard. Because Donald Trump, Ted Phil Graham Cruz, Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, and John Kasich are not listening. You are not listening to me. I want to kick some of these people off of welfare, make them get a job. I want to make sure that these people out here who are drawing Social Security disability that don't need it, as they like to call them, crazy checks, get their asses off of welfare, get their asses off of Social Security disability, and get their asses to work. Okay? It's pretty simple. That's all you have to do. You want to fix this country? That's where you start. Quit cowing down to every special interest group that just scares the hell out of you. Quit cowing down to the people out there who you think are going to get you elected. Quit cowing down to the NAACP. Quit cowing down to Liberty University. Quit cowing down to the evangelicals. Quit cowing down to Greenpeace. Quit cowing down to every special interest group out there and start representing we the people. Stop representing lobbying firms. Because I'll be honest with you. Evangelicals, you've ruined the Republican Party. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Okay? Evangelicals, the rest of us don't like you. Because you, my friend, want to legislate morality. I agree. Let me stop right here. I've got a minute left, and I'm going to throw this out there. I am not an atheist. I am a Christian. Okay? I am not an evangelical that goes out there, Jesus, 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 buy my book, Jesus will save you. Okay? I'm not one of them kind of people. I don't get off on these whole sermon series and stuff like that, okay? The rock concert in church, man, that's great. Rock concert, man, that's what draws people in. Rock concerts. Okay? I am a huge supporter of keeping church and religion separate from the government. I don't care who you are. You people have done enough to ruin the Republican Party. Because you can't get off of issues like Roe v. Wade. I don't want no queers getting married. I don't want nobody having no abortions. You're a two-issue voter. Okay? That's what you are, a two-issue voter. And because you scream the loudest, you're getting the attention from the Republican Party. That's what's killing us. You, my friends, are what's killing us. All right, hey, we got to go. Thanks for joining us on this pilot episode. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. It's been great. Thanks for having me. I'm Matt Pierce.